Hey everybody, welcome back to the Preacher and the Prodigy. It is week 2 of our 2020 campaign predictions for the season. We have 5 games to talk about this afternoon, this evening, before a big weekend of college football on October 10. So the first game is Miami at Clemson. Clemson is giving 14 points in this game. 14-point favorite at home against a team I really like, the Miami Hurricanes.
I will pick Clemson to cover, not by a lot. I think they win by maybe 17 or 20. I just don't see the reality in this Miami team not playing great teams at the start. I really need to see them to play big against a much better team if they're gonna make me prove that they're legit. And I don't think that's gonna happen. I think that Clemson's gonna sweep them away. Trevor Lawrence, big game. Travis Etienne, big game. They're just gonna pound them.
I'm going to agree. I'm going to take Clemson to win by about 20. I think this game is about a little bit more low scoring than you might think. I'm going to say it's about a 34-14 type game. Clemson wins and continues dominance of the ACC. But I do think, as you know, De'Ara King is my Heisman pick. I do think De'Ara King will play well in the game nonetheless. The Red River Shootout, Texas at Oklahoma, neutral site game at the Cotton Bowl as usual. Oklahoma is a 2-point favorite in this one. Texas has had some success in this game in recent years. Charlie Strong would often be riding out wearing that golden sombrero, that golden Stetson hat, whatever that was. And so Oklahoma is only a 2-point favorite, or maybe surprisingly a 2-point favorite after how bad they looked against Iowa State.
Both teams have had not as great of years as they have had in the past. Oklahoma certainly used to be top 3 team, now not even ranked in the top 25. I think that Spencer Rattler is going to have a comeback game after 2 weeks of not playing very well. I think that you throw the ball everywhere, find open receivers, and I think their running game is going to be solid as usual, and I think their defense is going to play good. I'm going to take Oklahoma to cover.
So you're taking Oklahoma to cover the 2. Let me ask you this question. If I set the over-under at 80 points, would you take the over? For the total points in the game.
Probably.
What if it was 90? Texas against Texas Tech was 63-56 in overtime. That Texas defense is not good.
100, no. 90, maybe 80, yes.
Okay, so you're thinking
around 90.
You're thinking this game is about a 42-40 game, or
thinking this
or
game
48,
maybe a
42?
45 point game.
49-45. You're taking the Sooners.
42.
I don't know. This is the coin flip game to me as well. I think I'll take the senior quarterback over the freshman quarterback. So I'm going to take Sam Ehlinger in this one. But it's going to be a mess. The game is probably going to be 4.5 hours with how many commercial breaks after touchdowns there will be. So
basketball game on the field.
Yeah, basketball on grass. So we're going to disagree on that one. Third game in the SEC, the number 4 Florida Gators, who look very strong, especially offensively, on the road in College Station to play Texas A&M. Florida's giving 6.5 points. So you have a home dog there with the Aggies, ranked 21 in the country. Humiliated at Alabama, but everybody gets humiliated by Alabama.
After what happened at Alabama, you can't lose by that much if you're top 15 team. You just can't.
That's why they're not a top 15 team anymore.
Not anymore, but they're a top 15 talent team, I think. You just can't do that. And I think that Florida looking absolutely insane. The two Kyles, Kyle Pitts and Kyle Trask, are like Jerry Rice and Joe Montana. Like, you can't stop them. I think Florida's going to absolutely throw this game away. I think they're going to pound Texas A&M. I'm going to take them way over 6.5.
I don't know if I take them way over 6.5, but I will agree with you. I'm going to take Florida as well. Jimbo Fisher, he usually has one really surprisingly good game a year since he's come to Texas A&M.
And this might be it.
This could be it. But even if it's really surprising, would it be? I mean, what if it's 28-21 or something like that? Florida's still covering. I'm taking Florida as well. This is the game I'm most excited to see. Tennessee at Georgia. Tennessee is looking much improved in the continued rebuild under Jeremy Pruitt. Kirby Smart, another Nick Saban guy, a little bit further down the road. And so you have Georgia at home laying 12 to the Vols. Tennessee coming in ranked in the top 15 for the first time in a while. They've been recruiting very well. They've got a couple key transfers that have come in, and they have not been tested this year. And Georgia, apart from the first half when they're trying to figure out which quarterback they're going to use, not tested either. Just blew away Auburn.
Yeah. Jeremy Pruitt at Tennessee has done an amazing job. Garantano, whatever you say that last
Jerry
name.
Garantano, yeah.
Yeah, throwing the ball everywhere, being amazing. But after what Georgia did to Auburn last week, I just can't see them holding Georgia to under 12 points. I think that Georgia looking Stetson Bennett being amazing, or defense being good as always. I just think that Georgia maybe win by 2 touchdowns, maybe wins by 4. But I still take them.
We're going to have a boring weekend because we're agreeing a lot. But you and I both said when we saw these lines that these lines looked a little bit low to me. I think Tennessee comes down to earth a little bit after this weekend. I think Georgia's, if Stetson Bennett is throwing the ball like he did last week, we already know Georgia's capacity. They just cycle in running backs as well as maybe anybody in the country outside of the Crimson Tide. They've got 5 guys who carried the ball 5 times or more last week against Auburn. Part of that is having the lead. You run the ball more. But that vaunted Auburn defense just couldn't do anything against the Dogs on the ground. If Stetson Bennett does enough to back the safeties and linebackers off, I think it could be another big win for Georgia. Maybe not dissimilar to last week. I mean, what do you think? Who's a better football team, Tennessee or Auburn right now?
Probably Tennessee.
Yeah, so maybe it won't be as bad, but I can definitely see Georgia winning by more than 12. So I'm going to agree with you again on that. We agree on 3, disagree on 1. How about last one that you've chosen? The Hokies of Virginia Tech, ranked number 19, go to North Carolina. What are they ranked right now?
8.
Oh, so you didn't have the ranking on the paper here, but they are ranked number 8. That's what I thought they were ranked. They had maybe a closer game against Boston College than some people would have thought. Still a few things to work out there under Mac Brown. I think this line is interesting at 5.5. Virginia Tech at North Carolina. I typically think Virginia Tech does a good job keeping games close. They are a good defensive football team. They slow things down. Who are you taking?
Mac Brown doing what he does at North Carolina, coming back, being amazing. Sam Howell, maybe an ACC Offensive Player of the Year candidate. I think Virginia Tech is going to play stellar in this game. I think North Carolina might win by a touchdown.
So you're going to take the Heels?
Take the Heels.
All right. I'm going to take the Hokies. I'm going to say this is a field goal game. The kind of thing that you don't pay much attention to while you're watching the other games, but then you look up and suddenly, it's 20-17 at the start of the fourth quarter. Maybe North Carolina does get a late cover, but I'm going to predict the Hokies using defense. Of course, the Hokies have a long legacy of special teams plays, so I'm going to take the Hokies to cover. So we're going to disagree on that one. So We agree on 3, disagree on 2. After week 1, you have a 2-game lead on me, 4-1 versus 2-3. And we'll see if I can make up some ground in week 2. It's a very long season. This is going to go all the way probably into 2021. And so we'll see what happens this week. 2 weeks away from starting things up with the Big Ten. Maybe 4 weeks away from starting things up with the Pac-12. So then we'll be having a full complement of games. We get into November and December. That'll be awesome too. All right, until then, peace.